New at 5, up in flames. This is the last thing you'd want to have happen in your kitchen, but if it did, would you know what to do? Unfortunately, the answer for many, many people would be no.
And it's why kitchen fires are the leading cause of house fires in the United States, resulting in hundreds of deaths and millions of dollars in damage every year.
Our consumer editor Susan Koeppen is here with a special consumer investigation. This is helpful info you have for us.
Absolutely. You know, we're heading into the holidays, prime time for cooking and baking. In fact, Thanksgiving is the #1 day for kitchen fires. And knowing how to handle a cooking fire can make the difference between a small problem and a major catastrophe. And we asked the local fire department to show us the right moves by literally setting a kitchen on fire.
It doesn't take long for a small cooking fire to become a raging inferno.
Apartment 525 stove is on fire.
Kitchen fires are responsible for more than 400 deaths and more than 5,000 injuries each year.
Do you think that most people know what to do in a kitchen fire?
Unfortunately, most people don't know what to do because we see it time and time again, people doing the wrong thing.
Jason Ziegler admits he did the wrong thing when oil for his chicken wings caught fire.
You walk into the kitchen and what do you see?
I see a bunch of smoke and I see a flame coming from the pot.
And your first reaction is what?
Get the pot out of the house. I reached out like this and grabbed onto the handles.
Jason says he grabbed the burning pot and tried to get it out the door.
When I was turning around to open the door with my backside, that's when it flashed over and caught my arm and I dropped the pot and it come up on me. This was one of the worst areas here. The skin actually started coming down. It looked like melted wax. I was burned here on my right arm and the right side of my face right here and onto my ear.
Jason spent 11 days in the hospital, and he still bears the scars of what happened when his small kitchen fire got out of hand.
If I would have known then what I know now, I could have, prevented all this from happening.
With the help of the Beaver Falls Fire Department and 6 different cameras, we're about to show you the do's and don'ts of handling a kitchen fire.
We're placing 1 cup of oil in the pan.
All it takes is some heat, and that oil can ignite. Your first reaction may be to throw water on the fire, but that is the wrong thing to do.
Water, oil,
don't mix.
You're going to make a firebomb.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Watch what happens when we pour 1 cup of water
You guys ready?
into 1 cup of burning oil. The blast is so intense, it rips the curtains off the window.
What happens to the person standing there who just dumped that water?
That fire is coming right in that person's face.
Even using the wrong kind of fire extinguisher, like this water-based one, can be disastrous. The fire doubles in size.
Just going to pour ordinary water on the towel.
And using a wet dish towel is also a wrong move. Watch.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw this.
The towel just pushes the flames higher out the back. And if you think grabbing something like flour is a good option,
Flour will tend to make the fire grow, as you see.
in a kitchen fire, here's what you should do. Grab the nearest lid.
Take the lid and slide the lid right over the burning pot.
Immediately turn off the stove and leave the pan alone. Here's what happens if you remove the lid too soon.
That could reignite very quickly. There it went.
If you don't have a lid handy, something like a cookie sheet will do. You can also use a fire extinguisher made for grease fires, like this easy-to-use spray can called Tundra.
You don't want to get it too close because if you do, it will drive the cooking oil all over the wall, all over the stove.
Stay back 4 to 6 feet, aim at the base of the fire, and remember to turn the stove off when the fire is out.
What you do is you place 1 on each side.
And this little device called Stovetop Fire Stop is a fire extinguisher in a can.
So you just have a magnet here and you click
That's
it
all
into
you
place.
do. Click it into place and it's there all the time, ready to go.
Here's the device in action. When a stove fire reaches the fuse on the fire stop, fire suppressing powder comes raining down, and just like that, the fire is out. Quick action like this is crucial when it comes to a kitchen fire.
From the point you see a grease fire until the point it's too late, how much time do you have?
Once it's starting to burn, 30 seconds maybe, that's it.
We decided to let this fire on the stove burn. In just 1 minute, heavy black smoke was pushing down from the ceiling, and it took just 30 seconds more before the cabinets were on fire.
So a small grease fire turns into this.
It happens every day. You have to be prepared. You have to know what to do in the event of a fire.
And experts say you should never leave food unattended while it is cooking. It is the leading factor in kitchen fires. And you should always cook with a lid and a cooking mitt by the stove just in case, so you can act quickly.
This is one of my biggest fears. I'm so glad you did this. Now, one thing I hear about is baking soda. Does that work to put out a fire?
Baking soda can put out a fire, but they don't recommend it. One, you're going to start looking for the baking soda. Where is it? And then you have to get so close to the fire to dump it in. And then what if you try to throw it on? It's going to spray the fire. So they don't recommend it.
Yeah, these things look like they are a great idea. I love how you can just attach with a magnet quickly. What kind of prices are we talking about for this stuff?
So for the fire stop, for the pair, it's $50. You stick it and forget about it. And then for the Tundra, it's about $15.
All right, good info.
Good
Susan,
to have.
thanks.
Thank you, Susan. Is your pet safe in your own backyard? Experts say millions of pets are stolen each year right out from under their owners' noses.
Today happens to be Pet Theft Awareness Day, and Susan Koeppen's been looking into the business of stolen pets. She's here now with the story. I was surprised to hear how prevalent this is.
Yeah, it was not hard for me to find local cases of pets being stolen. It can be very lucrative for the people stealing these pets, and it's a crime that's easy to pull off.
These are the faces of pets that have been stolen. Some have been returned to their owners. Others disappeared forever.
There are millions of animals that are stolen every year.
Krista Rose is an animal activist and founder of Last Chance for Animals.
It happens everywhere in this country. It'll happen clear across from New York, Pennsylvania, all the way across to California.
He says pets are stolen for many reasons. They become bait in dog fights. This Pomeranian was stolen and held for ransom. This Rottweiler was stolen from its backyard in Leechburg, Armstrong County, and sold on Craigslist for $50. And there are dogs like Ozzy. Investigators believe he was stolen and sold to a research lab.
And the reason it's happening a lot is it's so lucrative.
Congressman Mike Doyle has backed a bill that would help keep stolen pets out of the hands of researchers by requiring labs to obtain proof of where a pet came from before they buy it.
People are going around and stealing dogs right out of people's yards and other methods, and they're selling them for the money. That's the part we want to stop.
To protect your pets from thieves, animal activists say never leave them unattended outside.
It's something that can happen fast. It doesn't take long.
We wanted to see just how fast a dog could be stolen and if anyone would try to stop the crime. We asked Katie Letterman and her dog Eddie to be our guinea pigs.
Stay right there, okay?
We sent Katie into a coffee shop and left Eddie tied up outside. Then we had our intern walk up and walk away with Eddie. This woman sitting in the window sees the whole thing but doesn't say a word.
Why didn't you stand up and run outside and stop her from taking the dog?
Honestly, I just didn't think it was being stolen.
And these guys in the window, the dog napping happened right in front of them, but they didn't do anything either.
Sorry I didn't stop her, but I didn't know.
So we tried our experiment again. Katie went into a store and left Eddie outside alone. This time our dog napping intern met her match as an employee from a nearby store came to Eddie's aid.
He's not your dog. I'm just taking him for a walk. The owner went in there.
And the woman on the left grabbed Eddie's leash and wouldn't let go.
Thank you, you did the right thing.
Thank God it wasn't real. You are not going to let her take that dog.
It's a truly terrifying thing for me to witness, and I'm really glad that my split-second response was the one that would help the dog. Taking your eyes off them for a split second is the quickest way to lose them.
Experts say never leave pets tied up in front of a store, alone in the backyard, or in a car. And make sure your pet has some form of ID in case it is stolen. A collar can be taken off, but microchipping or tattooing your pet is a more permanent way to make sure it has ID.
That was a store owner who came forward and prevented
One
theft.
One of the employees came running out of the store.
That was heroic.
And then the other lady, she just happened to be walking by and she grabbed onto that leash and she was not letting go, which was great.
Your intern wasn't injured in any of it.
No, no, no.
All right. So offering, sometimes you see a free pet to a good home. You see an ad for something like that. why isn't that a good idea?
Yeah, animal experts say that is not a good idea because people who are looking to steal pets, that's just an open invitation. They go, they get the free puppies to a good home, and then they turn around and they sell them. They possibly sell them to a lab or then try to sell them on Craigslist or another avenue to make a buck. So if you are going to give away your pet or you're giving away puppies, at least have a price attached to that. So someone can't just walk in and take them for free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good warning.
Thank you, Susan.
Pet Theft Awareness Day.
Today.
Spread the word. Okay, Susan, thanks. If you have a laptop, even a smartphone, you probably love the convenience of using it on the go. Wireless internet or Wi-Fi lets you connect just about anywhere, but that freedom comes with some drawbacks, like hackers trying to steal your information right from under your fingertips. Consumer editor Susan Koeppen put that risk to the test. She's here tonight with what she uncovered. Susan.
Hi, Ken. Well, in case you didn't know this at home, October is Wi-Fi Safety Month, and as it turns out, it's pretty easy for hackers to grab our information when we go wireless.
Free Wi-Fi is everywhere. There are more than 1 million hotspots worldwide, from coffee shops to airports to hotels. How secure do you feel using Wi-Fi in a coffee shop?
I feel very secure.
But according to a recent study by the Wi-Fi Alliance, Americans get a D when it comes to their Wi-Fi security.
Consumers should be very, very cautious when they're using publicly available Wi-Fi.
We wanted to see just how easy it is for someone to steal your information while using Wi-Fi. So we headed to Carnegie Mellon University and met up with ethical hacker Spencer Whitman.
Just how easy is it for someone to see what you're doing on your computer?
Anyone can capture the traffic that is coming out of your computer.
So we put Spencer to the test with our computers sitting back to back. I got onto CMU's open Wi-Fi network.
So you're using Facebook right now?
I'm on Facebook right now.
On Facebook, I posted this status. Working on story about Wi-Fi dangers. See how quickly our ethical hacker can get into my Facebook account. His name is Spencer.
Okay, I have all the information I need right now.
You can get in as me right now?
I can get in as you right now.
It took Spencer just 9 seconds to find my information on the open network.
Spencer was here.
And 7 minutes later, he was in my Facebook account posting messages.
When you're at the airport and you sign on to that Wi-Fi there, open network.
Anyone can see everything that you're doing.
So you're basically broadcasting your
That's exactly what you're doing.
To protect yourself, experts say you should always use Wi-Fi networks that have the security feature known as WPA2. That's Wi-Fi Protected Access version 2. Look for HTTPS in the address bar so you know a website is encrypting your information. If you have one, use a virtual private network or VPN, which jumbles your data. And if you're not sure about the Wi-Fi you're using, never pay your bills online or check things like your bank account.
Be careful, be aware of what you're doing, and don't do anything sensitive if it's on an open network.
Because you never know who's listening?
That's exactly right. You never know who's listening.
Your Wi-Fi at home could also be putting you at risk. If your router is several years old, it may use the old Wi-Fi security called WEP, which was broken by hackers a really long time ago. And you should always use a password with your Wi-Fi at home. Make sure it's a strong password, at least 8 characters and a mix of letters and numbers.
Wow.
So yeah, something to think about next time you go wireless.
Incredible how quick he was able to get in. So anything weird on your Facebook page, you can blame now on this guy Spencer.
Which is funny because something weird happened on Facebook, my Facebook page the other day, and I was putting a note out saying, hey, something weird's going on with my Facebook, and one of my friends said, I think it's Spencer.
It must be. So he didn't get your password. He just saw what you were doing. And
he did not have my password, but he said that he could send a message through Facebook to renew my password and send it to his email address, and then he said, then your whole account is hijacked. I have the whole thing.
Wow.
It's as good as taking you over.
Totally could take me over,
wow.
yep.
All right.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah, we've been warned.